intend to offend, we will offend. And if you have a delicate sensibility, click the X button in the corner, or if you're on a Mac, the red button in the left corner. Monty, welcome to the show of offending people.
Well, it never happened, and I make shit up. So just for the last couple of weeks, everyone that has asked for a reading, apparently you're all from Scotland, from Purley in Scotland. You all live the same lives. It's very metaphysical, because we're all one. And I can't read the Akashic records. I didn't even have a card.
Welcome, everyone, to another United Hermits meeting every Friday night comedy show. I am joined again by Lord of all Hermits, Monty Dean.
It's good to be seen and to see you, or however it is. Hello. I like it quickly, just right off the bat. Why do I have a 1 gallon hat on my head in that? It's so small. You say you got a fat head?
Just a little one.
Okay, well, as long as I look outwards. It's it's weird.
So this is the first of 3 Comedy Friday shows in a row. So everyone, pull up your Hermit comedy pants, post onto your social media for all those other assholes to come out here and listen to our show. Do not post if they are stick up their ass idiot a-holes that are only going to want to talk about politics and Trump, because we're here to take the piss out of all politics, whatever side. I am not biased one way or the other than it's all a shit show the other way around. And no matter who wins, we win here on this show, be it the comedy show, the Collins shows, or my Tuesday show. One side will lose and will enter a Great Depression. We invite all those future losers to come on in. So, Monty, this week, being the first of 3 comedy shows in a row, we've got to tune ourselves up. What do you want to tune into today?
Well, I like the politics angle because there's politics in everything, especially like the concept of socially, most people learn to interact and talk and just experience society in high school and act like that 30 years later, where they still think they're in high school when they're supposed to be adulting. Where it's like, what are you doing? Which is very fascinating.
So if you are listening right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, or any other place other than the YouTube room and want to be about the conversation, because Monty and I observe the chat room quite frequently, interact with it, and we also take callers only through the Zoom room. Robert, our intrepid producer, is going to put up some information of how you can come and join the Zoom room. Yes, Santo and Monty 2020. 2 Australians for president.
Well, remember, it's Bartzis and Dean for 2024. So
yes, we're running for Galactic Federation of Light.
Yeah, and Scoff Chops will be the Secretary of State.
Yes, and and my intrepid friend Mr. Meow 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 will be Secretary of Defense.
Yes. I get to see Meow 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 walking through China. No, I'm not Meow. I'm Meow Meow Meow.
Meow Meow Meow. Exactly. So we want to take a moment to welcome everyone that comes here every other Friday for our chat room. We see all of our wonderful people that are here. We ask you to post onto your social media engines to come and invite people to come over here. We want to increase our audience. We want to up the level of humor and comedy. So please like and share. Now, Monty, I want to have a second here. I want to engage the audience. Now, for those that are in the chat room and have been listening for a while, many of you have had moments where you spit a drink out onto your computer. You couldn't believe what Monty or I said one moment or another. And what we're going to ask you guys is to put down some of the more memorable things inside the chat room and to see if that can trigger Monty or I's memory. Secretary of Shenanigans. Yes. Thank you, Sean.
And if I could take a moment to welcome all the new people that have discovered Andrew in the last month or so. brace yourself, because I can see you seeing Andrew being profound, and it's unlocked something in your experience, and you're moving forward. It's like, I know, I'll just check out the comedy show. Oh dear God, because we throw you in the deep end straight away, where it's like, motherfuckers, yeah. So just just brace yourself. It's all part of. If you're here, it's part of the divine sort of plan, man.
Exactly. So some Vita is saying the Karen jokes. Bathtub with Karen jokes, alien sex made me pee my pants. Yes, I do remember the alien sex show. Trying to describe
how can you not?
what those tentacles can do.
Wow, 18. Wow. I have a lot of spare time. Of course, Gary and Barry, those great two workers down in the South Pole.
Yeah, good old Gary and Barry. They've got a pretty shitty job there.
Yeah, yeah. They're running the Trump and the Biden campaign at this point in time. Why is nothing working?
Well, their paychecks come from the same person.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Their supervisor, who's a Nordic called Hans.
Yes, but their paychecks are signed by the Cabal Inc.
Yeah, and head office is in Agatha, so you got to keep head office happy.
Exactly, to keep the head office or the multi-head office.
Which dimension is it? This one? I don't know.
I don't know. My paychecks just manifest at third density.
Now, what do they get paid in? Well, it could be loosh. It could be bit loosh. There's an idea.
Bit loosh. They get paid in fake dollars, fiat, non-existent dollars, but they have bit loosh too.
Exactly. Cryptocurrency. It's multidimensional.
Yes, it's multi-dimensional fake currency.
It's a fiat, and I don't mean the car. Imagine if actually, like, someone thought that fiat currency, what you three fiat cars is one Mercedes
is one fiat bit currency.
Yeah, yes. Wow, look at my car. See, even Jay Leno would be still rich because he's got 300 cars. That man's a genius.
Sean, thank you. Currency that spends yourself. That spends you.
Here in Agatha, currency spends you.
Somebody like Galactic Golf with Predators for an extra challenge. Yes, that was a good one too.
Yeah, I remember Hillary Clinton said, we should get a woman to Mars. And I thought, could it be you?
Maybe.
Let's send you first.
Maybe. Are they chanting lock her up on Mars? No, they're saying serve her up with barbecue sauce.
But isn't Halliburton there? And that's all Dick Cheney.
Yes, with one of his 7 heart transplants.
Yeah, I like that. He, like David Rockefeller, where the only man in history that even the Dalai Lama said, good, let the fucker die. He had 8 or 9 hearts, and everyone's soul's like, I'm not staying in this fucking body.
The only person who shoots a guy in the face and then makes the guy publicly apologize to him for shooting him in the face.
Someone told him that because he was on a heart machine because they couldn't get a heart for him. The Prime Creator writes the best jokes. And so he's been referred to as Darth Cheney. And someone told him that. He's like, man, I like that. He's more machine than man now.
Exactly. Art imitating life and life imitating art there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure he's, the whole, 20 years and back, and Cheney's just going to go back there.
Yes. So we're going to tap into swearing for a moment here. So I want people that are in the chat room right now, when you were young and growing up or middle-aged, what was your favorite swearing phrase? What was the most insulting words that you could use? Now I'm going to relate a story. I told Monty and Robert this earlier. So I'm in my early 20s and I'm a limo driver, and the clients that I'm with insist that I go into every club, every bar with them, and they want me to drink even though I'm their driver. So I have to, and I know they're big tippers, so I have to pretend that I'm sipping it and then pushing the drink off or dumping it out so I don't actually end up drinking anything. And this woman in her mid-50s, maybe early 60s, obviously there with her kids who got her out to come out once every 20 years. And she comes up to order drinks. And this is at the era where the Motorola StarTech, the first flip phone, was out, if people remember that. And this guy's in the bar yelling into his phone, "Hey, you motherfucking cum dumpster, when you gonna be here?" And this woman just went, spun around looking at everyone in the room, and then the guy's going again, "When motherfucking comes dumpster, you gonna be here?" And then she just continued spinning around, turned purple, and ran off. And he goes, "What's wrong with her?" And like, "I don't know." That was the example. So what I'm looking for, have you ever said something that a boomer woman or a boomer person would have never expected? Yes, we know the word cunt has its own thing. Cunt, 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 cunt. And I'm saying it with a K, not a C.
Yeah, so that's how we get around that, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the C word, it's the K word.
It's the K word, exactly. It's enunciated with a K. Cunt.
Which is for some Australians, swearing is punctuation. And so, you know, you can call someone that you love deeply for most of your life a cunt. I love you, cunt.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah. And yet other times you say that and everyone, oh, dearie me. And
yes. Now, the Italians and the Greeks and the Spanish, they have poetry swear words that usually has something to do with the Virgin Mary and a sex position. So if somebody wants to translate some of their foreign language stuff into English, it would also be worthwhile there. Because I had a friend that swore in Spanish, and others swore in Italian. And when they actually translate it to me, it's like, the Virgin Mary is a fucking acrobat who takes a cock in all holes. I'm like, God, you say that to your mother? Yeah.
So hang on, let's dissect that a bit. So now, are they referring to Mary, the son of Jesus, the mum of Jesus?
Yes.
Jesus. So Mary, the human experience 2,000 years ago is getting all that energy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like she's been insulted, or if the whole story is fabricated, the character still would be created because of the belief system, and that character's getting all the energy of being through the mother, blah 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 blah. Like, that's harsh, dude.
Yes. And membrana cosmica. In Spanish, we used a lot of horrors to express good shit. Yes. So obviously, Jesus's mother was a whore that took it in many different positions, but it's said with that Spanish staccato, flowy words.
I wonder if there's a connection to the Spanish Inquisition. I'm just putting it out there. There seems to be some resentment in the language.
Okay, this one's good. So hold on, somebody's doing a Sicilian one here from Santo. A great Sicilian one. Try to translate. When my dad was really shitty with me, and he'd say, "Not sure if it translates well, but it goes something like the big prostitute, your mother who dropped a big turd like you." We have something similar in Greek. You were born out of the wrong hole.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. I swearing word I came up with is cock farmer. I like that one. It just sort of rolls off the tongue, ladies. But it's like, you're a cock farmer. You farm cocks and you sell those cocks to the government so you can fuck people in the ass with it. I like cock womble and twat waffle.
So that cock farmer fights cocks too.
Yes.
Is a cockfighter.
Yeah, yes. And like I've heard a comedian came up with your cock ramp.
Well, so the balls can roll up.
Yeah. It's just like disabilities. Like, yeah, take the cock ramp. And had other fuckwit is very Australian, which is half-wit but even higher. Mm-hmm. Speaking of fuckwit, from my file of Are You a Fuckwit? It's a very big file. Yesterday in Melbourne, it was a public holiday for the AFL Grand Final, which is being held in Brisbane. Also, we're in stage 4 lockdown, so we've had a public holiday for most of the year. Yeah, that's what humanity's like at the moment. That's why we have this show, because it's like, really? Oh, for fuck's sake.
So everyone, as I said, you got to really reach in there and think about it. So if somebody has a story similar to the lady at the bar spinning in place when she heard the word cum dumpster, and it brought so offense to her, we want you to tell us these stories. We're going to be opening up to calls here just in a minute. So for those of you that are already in the chat room and know that you want to talk comedy, you want to engage with us in the fucking comedy for fucking comedy's purpose. If you ask what's my fucking purpose seriously, you will get a lashing.
This in a bad way. Yeah.
The last show, we did things a little different where we touched on a variety of subjects, let the audience drive things, and we want to try that again. So go ahead and raise your hand if you know you could talk comedy, if you know that you can engage us at that level. If not, don't raise your hand, or Monty will put on the glove and do a TSA search on you.
Oh, this is more punishment for me.
Well, it could be pleasurable. You never know. You might find your keys up there.
Yeah, all right. I'll just pretend I'm Joe Biden. There'll be a lot of sniffing.
There'll be a lot of sniffing. Exactly.
You got any drugs there, little girl?
Yeah. I got to do your COVID test.
Yeah, again,
exactly. They're gonna give you a COVID test.
It's weird. Like Donald Trump hasn't denounced white supremacy. Well, not today, because apparently only Donald Trump has to every hour denounce white supremacy. It's like, what about now? What about now? What about now? What about now? It's like, wouldn't once be enough? But this is.
Don't you know? It's not. It's not until he says, I, Donald J. Trump, of this date and time, do now publicly disavow white supremacist actions in every dimension, time stream, galaxy, and universe. I do not support QAnon, blah, blah, blah. Until he fully says all that, they're going to keep going at him.
Yeah, even though he said it repeatedly, but he has to say it the right way.
Right. Sean Harriman, daily hygiene, brush your teeth, and renounce white supremacy. Awesome.
New with Nazi away with extra fluoride or no fluoride.
Yes.
I like that one.
Only 2 people have raised their hand. What is this? We've got some chicken shits here today.
There's that customer service again.
They just exactly. They just want to be entertained. It's all right. Oh, 3 people. I have insulted people to raise their hand.
Well, while people find their testicles / ovaries, I'll quickly just touch on the debate yesterday where no fly, very disappointed. Obviously, someone's taken the fly out.
Oh, I wish I was so wanting to vote for Fly 2020.
The same people that believe that Biden won the debate also believe that small canine animals carry children across the southern border of the United States. Like, that is so funny. Coyotes? Did he actually mean like coyotes? And I actually shared on Twitter as well as Facebook. When white liberal blue check marks believe a coyote, a drug mule, a cat burglar, as well as a Navy, and a Navy SEAL. As you can see, this is what they think. So
pretty much,
the cat looks awesome. It's so funny.
Now, I have to say, Trump absolutely won the second one, and I was relating to Monty before. If the first debate he came out like he did in the second one, and the second one he came out like in the first debate, it would have been so much better. So much better. And it taken so much more off the fly. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, but it's like, it's that whole separation thing where because people hate Trump, and so he lies all the time, even though 80% of them are facts, but through a Trump lens. So I've got to say it that way. That's a good way of saying it. And then you have Biden, who has no idea what he's talking about.
They're 50% facts.
Yeah, well, pick a number. But my point is, like, I could see Trump like, yes, you're correct about Trump. Biden's worse. I finally figured out why I sort of not defend Trump, but point out that, whoever's up against Trump is usually worse.
I don't know about that. Trump has shown new levels of worseness. And you have to say the Democrats are consistent with their worst. Where Trump constantly exploring new envelopes of worse.
Okay? Oh, yes, yeah. He's aiming for that the Democrats' level of worse.
Oh no, he's exceeded that. He's exceeded that. Come on. I'm not pro-Democrat here, and I'm not pro-Trump here, but I'm going to give my unbiased view that Trump is pushing the worst level. Yeah, okay, he is the lesser of two evils here. Yes, sorry, Biden is the lesser of two evils here.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe I'm seeing through a mainstream lens because, but
mainstream is what matters. It's what influences the most voters.
Yeah, no, but let's get to that point where voting doesn't really you have three options if you're going to vote in the US election. Orange Man, Mr. Magoo, or not, because you have an option of not voting. Mm-hmm.
So somebody is saying child sniffer versus pussy grabber. Okay, what's worse?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, a billionaire in a nightclub and he grabs pussy and I'm not saying I don't agree with it, but it was a shock to certain people. Like, really, billionaire
pays prostitutes so he can pee on them?
Allegedly. Yeah, we're on YouTube, so.
As a big rumble of thunder just goes by in the background.
So how many people have raised their hands? 6. Oh, that sounds demonic. Let's bring them on.
All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of comical callers and see who is going to have a comical opportunity to talk to us in a comedical sense.
Okay, Jessica Malakowski.
Jessica, are you there?
Yes, I am. Wow.
You made it. How you doing today?
I am doing awesome. It's a nice, lazy day.
Wonderful. Where are you calling from?
So, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Not quite sure.
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Hey, my Monty. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
Milwaukee? Is it actually? I wouldn't be surprised if there is someone called it. I'm from Milwaukee, don't you know?
Milwaukee.
Okay. We thought you said Malarkey, Wisconsin. I'm like, what?
No disrespect against Milwaukee, but I just I wouldn't believe Joe Biden will come out when I grew up in Malarkey. Or South Milwaukee. It's a very tough time.
Okay, so here in Wisconsin, we have two things. We got beer, cheese, and sleaze. And then another one is you want to hear something really interesting. So when I was about 10 or 11, Mom made me go to church. And one of the pastors, he's a Lutheran pastor. And my mom's like, get your ass down. And all of a sudden I hear my father goes, oh, shit. And all of a sudden the pastor heard, shit. That is not a swear word. That is the actual word where you actually do your business.
Unless you're religious, that it's a swear word.
So he goes, no, it's not a swear word. It's actually a business. So I'm like, wow.
So shit happens. So shit must be a business then.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do like the how English and French, like the English language absorbs words. Like a third of the words in English are actually French. And in the French language, if I've got it correct, shit is med. That's the word for shit. And that's very close to mud. And if you look what mud is, some English is like, oh, that's clearly mud. So it's an English word of water and dirt. So, yeah, it's a spiral thing.
Shit happens. I love it. Now, I would like to know, Andrew. I saw in the comics about alien sex. I want to hear about that.
Okay, what about it?
And don't be too excited about it. I want to know about the alien sex.
Have like human like sex?
Well, if they're
And
humanoid,
actually,
if they're humanoid, they have very similar sex organs. But if they're not vertebrates, they're, let's say, octopoidal beings or energy beings, they have different sex organs. And sex can come in many formats. Hold on one second. Let me get something that is appropriate for this.
So pansexual is basically, if you're going to have a sex life galactically, you got to go pansexual, which basically means you have sex with anything.
There are certain types of beings that are shapeshifters, meaning they can take on any shape or form. But whenever they're going to mate or have their version of sex, they take on their original form. And oftentimes they're polymorphic blobs, like a blob of like hardened jelly that can move around, kind of like an amoeba thing. And they don't make one sex organ, they make dozens. And then they intertwine with the other thing, and then they make like a bunch of snakes intertwining. And that's their version of polyamory sex. Blob sex in a tub of jello, yes. And then there are other practices. Let's say something more humanoidal, like the Pleiadians. So they're very human-esque. But their sexual journeys are quite different in their arousal states. So a Pleiadian's ears and their bridge of their nose are really super sensitive, and they become highly sensual. So touching the bridge of the nose and the ears in such a way where you can activate the sensual setters can give them like a rock-on hard-on that can last for like weeks. Okay.
Are you saying that Palladians are fuckheads?
No, I'm not trying to say that. It just came out that way.
It was a form of a question. Any Palladians? I'm just asking a question.
So, and it's a really common thing in the Palladian society that you walk around with a big stiffy in your pants. Okay, but it's acceptable. It's acceptable there. Okay.
Yeah. So all you perverts watching, hey, there's life. There's life beyond the atmosphere.
Now,
go ahead.
What about orgasms? Do they have like different types of orgasms?
Do they touch the face of God? Yeah.
The answer is yes. And it's really hard to describe the difference between a normal human female orgasm or a male orgasm and what the off-worlders experience in their orgasm. Let me find the right English for this.
It's tension and release.
So
obviously,
let's say you have a man that's reaching that point and it's going, and the energy is like, "Whoa, Jesus, here I come." They don't chant out loud. It's an inner psychic resonance that enters the person they're with, and it's like dumping this whole psychic, holy fucking shit energy into them, and then the person gives that back. It's this massive psychic resonance transference.
Yeah. I'm giggling on the inside that, multi-dimensional beings having sex half across the galaxy still scream Jesus when they're coming.
No other term, sorry. Oh, great creator.
Chemical chance. Fate and destiny. Yeah. I just think, as humanity graduates and spreads out through the galaxy, who's this Jesus guy? Like, is he a gardener? What's going on there? So.
Do they orgasm in color? Yes. And many times they like surround their auras in color. It's very common for them to manipulate reality when they go to that orgasmic state, and they change their aura colors and they become highly visible. And for months afterward, like a Pleiadian has had a super orgasm, has this sparkly energy field, and everyone's like, "Oh, look at you."
Yeah, I think Jessica's accidentally muted herself as well. So
Can you unmute her? Can you unmute her, Robert?
I think she might. Let's see. There you go.
Aha.
Yes, the rainbow glow. The rainbow glow, Lana. Exactly.
Take me to the 8th ray. Take me to the 8th ray. Sorry, go ahead.
Is there actually sex toys on those planets too? Like,
yes, yes, but way beyond what you can perceive. There are things that are called holographic sex toys.
Why do I just got Green Lantern stuck in my head? Use the ring of power, whatever it is. It's like, alien sex toy. Ooh.
Ooh. And their vibrators must be different.
Zero gravity sex is very different too.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll be tethered this time. Okay. Yeah.
No, the whole point is to reach that orgasmic state where the two of you are controlling the spinning motion, the angles in which you're flying around the room. And then there are sex obstacle courses, zero gravity obstacle courses.
Geez, cable and this galactic cable sounds awesome. Like, what do you want to watch now? The sex.
Well, when you have a holographic emitter, your sex obstacle course can be whatever it is you want.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's professional competitions that are broadcast galactic wide. This week, I can't think of a name.
They don't perceive porn the way we do. Yeah. And do they broadcast their sexual rituals? They got over that a really long time ago.
Yeah.
But their foreplay rituals are very much entertainment journeys.
So there's a TV show called It's a Cock Out.
Yes, but the cock's not out.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was hoping because I know here in Australia there was a show called It's a Knockout, and I was thinking I hope the rest of the planet knows that reference. So this week on It's a Cock Out, we've got.
So the big thing is promoting new types of erotica, so that people will be interested in trying something new. Because, sex from the unlimited point of view requires some intelligence to be put behind it. And then it requires two people working together. You can't just have a dead fish in zero gravity. Okay? Don't work well.
This is true. I do like, there's a meme going around, Glenn Danzig, who was the singer of the Misfits and went solo. And he's huge in the metal world. His stature isn't, but he is. He's sort of like a metal Elvis type thing. He actually said that Disney shows that we should usually hate our stepmother. Pornhub, on the other hand, has a different
view, exactly.
Yeah, different.
So, hold on 1 second. I got a light right in me. So,
you're glowing, Andrew.
Yes, the journey for advertising their version of erotica, that's technically not porn. It's more of like inspiring motivational things to try when you're 5,000 years old or 10,000 years old.
This sounds like a teenager defending his point of watching porn. No, it's not porn. No. It's inspirational documentary to move forward. Art. Yeah, it's art. It's clearly art.
It's art.
I watch it. I watch it for the plot. If that's true. See, there's an idea. We can actually get famous pornos and cut out all the sex scenes.
It's just bad acting.
Yeah, it's like, well, I thought this porno was longer than 3 minutes. Well, you're not. Pow! Yeah, thank you.
Pow, exactly. I stayed up in the morning for the 3 a.m. in the morning for the plot. LOL. Yes. So, again, if you're 5,000, 10,000, or 50,000 years old, you just can't do it missionary and doggy style all the time. It doesn't work no more.
Well, if they know what a dog is, if they knew what a dog is, yeah. So, yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to scare. I wonder. We'll see now. Never a straight answer, or you may know it as NASA. If anything's happened with astronauts while up in orbit, allegedly. Yes. And she's an Australian too, the old Kate Blanchett. Listens to Danzig once. I don't think it's that much, but still. But it's funny where like people NASA completely makes up everything. Like, well, I'm not sure everything. There's got to be a bit of a lie, a bit of truth in the lie to work. But when you're looking at the International Space Station and a rat's crawling on the outside of it, it's like, something seems to be up here.
Yes. So now then there's multidimensional sex, where you've reached a point in your spiritual evolution where you're, let's say, 20,000 years old, whatever species that you're in, and you try to make multiple simultaneous versions of yourself and your partner have sex at the same time. So it's about taking that greater aspect that there's many simultaneous selves existing and engaging them all so they reach a sexual stimulation and orgasm at the same time throughout many time streams. Chronography. Yes, somebody put it down there. Choreography of sex. Yes.
So does their orgasms last like human beings, or is it longer?
A lot longer. They can last for months or years. And then you can stack orgasms, which can make them last decade. They can last decades.
Orgasm stacking. Wow.
Yeah. All right, Jessica. Thanks a lot for calling in. We're going to move on to the next caller. How many hands are raised now? Just 2. Fuckers. All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and a 50-50 chance who comes on next.
Ooh, who will it be?
This is going to be a hard one. Let's start with ladies first, if they stay still. Megan.
Megan, are you there? Looks like she's still muted. There we go. Megan, are you there?
I'm here.
How you doing? Where are you calling from?
Well, we call it Utardia.
Utardia. Nice. Utardia.
The land of Mormons is special here.
Welcome, Utardian. What do you think of the show so far?
Oh my gosh, I love your completely just unholiness. It's beautiful. If you can't laugh at it, you can't deal with it, right?
Exactly. So Utardian, what comical things do you want to talk to us about?
Oh my goodness. Well, so I have a love of the word retard, and it's apparently not okay. But anymore. Anymore. My sister was born vax-injured back in the swine flu of 1977. And she's a little special. Mentally, her official diagnosis is profoundly mentally retarded. Mm-hmm. Official paperwork. But she's quite a character. So we're at a family reunion, and big Mormon family. My dad's the oldest of 11. There's probably 20 some odd grandkids running around. They're trying to take a family picture, and this makes sense with a bunch of grandkids who are 8 and under. And they're trying to get the one kid over there to behave, and my uncle goes, "Who's the retard?" And my sister raises her hand loud and proud. I have a deep and abiding love with this word. My sister is like the smartest handicapped you'll ever meet, and a mentally, 18-month-old kid.
Right. I saw a T-shirt of a young child, I think with Down syndrome. They're smiling, massive smile, and on their T-shirt is like, "Am I rocking this extra chromosome or what?"
Exactly. So, when I grew up, when I was 17, 18, 19, it was very common to look at your friends and go retard when they couldn't do something right. And in today's society, if I did that, that would be full-on cancer culture.
Oh my gosh, you'd be done.
Like Riri, like tapping there. Riri, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, we do that all the time. Yeah, no, my sister just moved in with me. It's been a riot. So my daughter loves this chili bean soup I make. I made bean soup for her. Lisa's in the bathroom, and I'm trying to cut her nails, and she farts. And I'm like, "Hey, you're supposed to say excuse me," and she kind of giggles.
Yeah, I've heard stories where people that react to like, oh, they've got a disability and they know, and so they put on an act, and then there's other people who just go up and say, hey, how are you? And some of them put on an act so they can hide in society and do all that shit. But once or twice, people can go, they feel the energy, and it's like, you're very intelligent. Shut up! I'm working something here. It's also it's not their experience is just through. It's like having a different operating system, as I've heard it described, where it's like, oh, that's your experience. No idea why you chose that, but that's your experience.
Right? Very interesting. You know, she loves to stare at her shoestring and look at the light. Very curious about what that is about. But, you know, she's very sweet and happy, and everybody tells me she doesn't have the behaviors of most. And, like, she just kept laughing every time I call her out on it. What are you doing? She finally like chili beans. I'm like, oh.
So I'm sure there's frustration where it's an element of interacting or using communication, not with you, probably with other things, but doesn't seem like there's any anger or like some people I don't know. I'm making shit up, by the way, so it's all my perspective. I could be completely wrong.
Frustrated. Like I dealt with a brain injury, so I have a different perspective after coming out of it, of understanding what's going on and not being able to get it out.
Yeah, and I know people that have different perspective. They're autistic or whatever, and there's a lot of anger and frustration, and then I think they're trying to channel it, but then there's others who have gone into this incarnation with their eyes completely like, oh, I'm in this mode, and it sounds like your sister is just extremely happy and giggling all the way through. Probably remembers it's like this is just one avatar. It's not for eternity.
Yeah, that's the one upside of the spiritual indoctrination, you know, was seeing her as an angel who came here to teach us love. Cool. And that's the way she's always been treated, and that's how she acts back to us. Does that make sense?
Wonderful.
Well, yeah, especially if she's giggling at everything.
Let me insert, because we've got a lot of people mentioning farts in the chat room here. I want everyone to ask you: have you ever farted in the elevator with people in it?
Not me personally, but we did talk about waves of peristalsis at the dinner table.
Peristalsis at the dinner table, unique conversation. But I'm going to ask now. We got people saying yes. I may have related this story before, but there was a situation I needed to go to an office building. It was like one of those 60-floor office buildings. This I'm limo driving, and I'm in my tuxedo, and like it stops at like every 4 floors because I'm there at like 4:45 to pick the guy up after work, and I'm just farting like in between everything. It was miserable. People would come in and look at me and like, it wasn't me.
Oh man, favorite farting story. My cousin teaches a yoga class, and her parents are here from California. They've never been to yoga. We're all there. I didn't actually expect to run into everybody. I just went, and it's an evening class, so it's darker. And we're doing that, like, you know, you grab your toes on your back, happy baby, right? Mm-hmm. First time the instructor has ever told me this is the passing wind pose. Someone on the other side of the room passes wind, and my aunt can't stop giggling through the class. And I'm like, Mindy, Mindy, how did you know it was me? You're a dolphin. I know your sense of humor. Farts are funny.
Well, yeah, and sometimes like
right.
when you fart and you realize I should change my diet, it's like, what the hell have I been eating? Like, wow.
Oh my gosh, I hate farting on the way to orgasm. Okay.
Or another one is when you fart and your colon says, "Oh, we're releasing," and everything follows.
Oh.
That gas has been a barrier from the solid stuff. It's like, well, oh, you farted. Obviously, when you're a toilet, so everyone out, one exit. Let's go. Woo, woo, woo.
But all that squeezing from orgasming, it gets confusing. That should not ever happen. Sorry.
I've been in lockdown for 8 months. So I have no idea what you're talking. Where do you find this stuff, Robert?
Exactly. Oh my God.
Is that at the front of the Raytheon building? I'm mixing up my statues.
I just noted. Put it back over. She's got one high heel on too.
I'll just be doing the Instagram.
Look, see, there's a high heel. Yeah.
Oh, it's a fountain of art. It's amazing.
It's like a.
How much would you pay for that statue?
I don't know. I don't know if I could display it.
But I would sure set up a camera and watch everyone else's face.
It's a conversational starter, yeah.
See, that's something you put up in like a big office building with a bunch of cameras around it to catch reactions.
Oh my God, right? That's what you do.
Oh well,
and
actually, that's
a fart, like one of the fart straws.
Okay, that should be. What about vagina farts, verps?
Oh, queefing is awkward.
Queefing.
So awkward.
Well, in Australia, they're called fanny farts, which is interesting because in America, a fanny is about an inch to the other way.
The other way.
Yeah. Because, that's interesting about cultures. Like, I'll kick you in the fanny. Or, yeah, this is my fanny pack. I'm sorry, what?
Oh, when you're smuggling your drugs.
Yeah. Or the prison wallet, as it's called in Deadpool.
Yes, the prison wallet.
You should use that statue as the foyer of your colonic business, right. Andrew. You should.
Oh, there you go. Release.
So, I will say, with women, most yoga farts are queefs.
Oh.
Okay, but they're not going to admit it. They'd rather call it the other one. So I'm going to ask all the women out there: would you rather admit to a fart or a queef?
I'm just fascinated by the word queef.
No, I don't know.
What's worse? Which one? If you did it and everyone noticed, would you call it a fart or a queef? Which one would you admit to?
Fart would probably pop out faster, but more knee-jerk reaction. That's awkward. Dang it! You called me out.
A front fart. Thanks, Danny.
Fart. Yeah, a fan fart.
Yeah. Well, the SJWs now, you can't call it vagina; it's called a front hole because that sounds scientific. What? They're because.
Do you know how many of those I have?
Sorry.
Do you know how many front holes I have? Nose, mouth.
No, below the equator. Just saying. Yeah, these people insane.
I have to read the definition of it from Wiktionary. Queef, a variant of Scottish and Northern English quiff, otherwise a puff of wind.
Oh, that makes sense.
I love it. It almost sounds feminine.
So, just what that sounds like a yoga pose now. The bringer of queef. All right, let's go.
No, makes me think. What is that? Kefir makes me think of that food.
Yes, kefir. Puff the Magic Dragon. So most people most of the women out there would rather admit to a fart than a queef, and the rest of them they're like, well, blame it on someone else.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
most males would just like to. I mean, they can only fart, but half of them are proud of that. Yeah, take that.
Well, isn't that like a thing? You have to make the other guys smell it or something.
Only dicks do that.
Oh, okay.
Well, older brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it all makes sense now.
And if you want to see the best farting scene in film history, watch Blazing Saddles.
Yes.
There's a minute and 20 seconds of just farting. I timed it. And the only line is more beans, Mr. Taggart. I think you've had enough.
So talking.
Oh, go ahead.
talking about brother fart wars. I know I've related the story before, but my middle brother, he was awful farter. And he took his bicycle pump, one of those pumps that's like this, it's a straight line. And he'd suck his farts into the bicycle pump and then hold it there and come up behind you and let it fucking rip right in your face from behind you.
Oh.
Right. And he got so bad that we had to take the bicycle pump and like bend it, break it, throw it out. And he just kept buying more and more and more and more and more. And every time he came home with one, the family would make him throw it out. Because he was ruthless with it. And I mean ruthless. Because when we'd see Mike drinking milk, motherfucker, he's gonna pull that bicycle pump out.
I just want to thank Danny in the chat, a dark genius. I'm going to use that. I like that one. So,
there you go.
He's one of those dark geniuses. Oh, you mean asshole? Yeah, but he's very smart about it.
Yes.
First husband would pin me under the blanket. He'd like, fart.
Oh, a Dutch oven.
Under the blanket.
Dutch oven, yes.
Oh.
Now I would get my brother back because I was a master. We had unique carpets in our house. So if it was winter, I could put on my socks and rub my socks and run around the house and charge up. And I'd come up behind him and touch his ear. And I was really, really good at it. I could just get like 2 rubs on my socks and I could come up, zap the shit out of him.
Yeah, the power of static electricity, and yet they've been talking about fracking. I'm just saying there's an option instead of fracking.
Okay. And then there was one time he tried to set one of his own farts on fire and burned his whole asshole area. And, yes. And he was 17 at the time. And that ended a lot of his fart repertoire.
So he went out with a bang?
Yes.
That's funny. And one of the worst things I know in creation is the smell of burnt hair. Mind you, it's funny if it's burnt hair down there because, I'm going to light my own farts. Good luck. You have a forest fire now. Good luck.
Exactly. You have a full-on forest fire.
And that smell won't leave you. Burnt hair is really bad.
Yes.
Isn't that like the trend, hair cutting by fire? I just don't know if that's that way.
All right, Donald, thanks a lot for calling in. We're going to move on to our last person with their hand raised up right now. And then we're going to insult everyone else to raise their hand.
I like what Sean just put in. Why does this forest fire smell like farts?
All right, thanks a lot. Robert, let's bring in Mr. Sean.
Good day, I'm Mr. Sean.
How you doing today, Mr. Sean?
I love your show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm having lots of fun.
Are you in your bathtub?
No, not in the tub. I'm just by
the toilet, are you?
Sure sounds like it.
Yeah, that's some wicked reverb you got going.
There's a picture of Elvis near the toilet, so you're probably picking that up.
Okay. So what comical stuff do you have for us today?
No, I'm just thinking about walking around with a heart on for 10 years while I have my sparkly, dazzly Arak field.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you do that on this planet, you'll be arrested.
Yes.
Yeah, I pointed out a little bit.
Yeah, irony. Yeah.
Hey, do you see that guy?
he gives directions really well. Which way should I go? Well, if you face this way.
Oh man, all those fart things are all real deal life.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters and pinning you down and all that shit's bringing back memories. And then
I just had an image. I just had an image of aliens that have never been to Earth before, and they abduct one of us, and they have gas. It's like, so human. What's it? What was that? What's that smell? Chemical warfare. Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
Why do you have more of that in 2-liter bottles?
Exactly. Quickly check the human Wikipedia. What does that mean?
Oh my gosh.
Is it a greeting? Is it an insult?
So you guys both got farted in the face.
Oh, many times.
Yeah.
Oh my God. As I said, my middle brother was a terrorist. Absolute terrorist. We'd see him drinking milk and be like, tear the milk out of his hand. God forbid he had ice cream. God forbid he had ice cream. 4 or 5 days, don't come near him.
He's starting to grin.
Yes.
He's looking at us.
The few times he comes home and he's got that grin. You had a milkshake, didn't you, asshole?
Doesn't even have to talk.
Oh dear! I just
Holy shit.
I
the
think
worst. The worst for him is McDonald's frozen yogurt. Oh my God, he'd fart for a week if he had one lick of an ice cream cone of that stuff.
What a fucking subject.
Yeah.
He's got the McDonald's frozen yogurt. Oh boy.
Like one lick, and he was farting for a week.
Oh man, families are tight. Like they think of the most weird shit when they get huddled up in a house for a decade or two.
Well, it's spiritual contracts and past life things like you remember back in the 16th century you cut my head off. Well, I'm going to fart in your face for 10 years, you bastard.
Yeah. How can I get back at him for cutting my head off? Oh, I'll just throw a dead animal instead.
So all you women out there that have had the Dutch oven happen, you cut their men's head off in a previous life.
All right. So what's the conversion rate? Like how many Dutch ovens for the killing?
Well, it depends on how your head was cut off. Was it a clean cut off? Did it take a couple chops?
Is the person forcing you to stay in the Dutch oven or like
right?
Or what?
Yeah, now we'll just get Andrew to go into the Akashic record of this wing's all about farting.
Yes.
Farting through the ages.
Oh shit.
So I got to relate one of my dad fart stories. So we were young in this like 1978, 1979, and my dad has a red Volkswagen Beetle, and we go to church Sunday mornings.
Oh my gosh.
And we'd all like 3 kids and 2 parents. You know how it takes to get everyone together. We go to church and we'd leave and we'd get as soon as we'd all get into the car. He'd start the car up to warm it up because it'd be like winter, and he'd fart, and he wouldn't let anyone roll the windows down. Every Sunday, like clockwork, my mom would flip out every time. You pig! And he took such pleasure in doing it.
I like the response. Like, are you dying? I like those farts. Was like, man, are you dying? What's wrong with you?
Okay, that's reminding me of the most funniest story. And God forbid if my mom ever hears this be told. But this.
Well, please go ahead on global internet.
Here we go.
Yes.
This one time we had a multi-family gathering with 3 or 4 families, and we packed up the minivans and we went into the city to go to a restaurant called the Mandarin, which is like a Chinese all-you-can-eat buffet. So I'm riding back, and we're having a great time. Well, we're riding back, and there's about 8 of us packed into this minivan from at least 3 different families, because it seems like we separated off into different factions of our families to go home in different vehicles with whoever we wanted to, for whatever reason. And so anyways, we're driving, and my mom's in the front driver's seat, or she's in the middle, I can't remember. But she's like, Steve, like, pull over. I gotta go. I gotta go right now. And he's like, what? She's like, I gotta go, like, right now. Like, find me something. And she's like, give me a bucket. Just give me a bucket. And like, meanwhile, this whole time, there's people in the van is just like, is this going down? Like, it's like what? And then my cousin, well, he doesn't need to be named, but he's like a guy and a few years older than me at the time, like teenager. And he's just like, no. And like my mom's moving through the vehicle to the back of like the minivan with a bucket because she just can't hold it in whatsoever. And just, oh my God, they're all just freaking out, and it was ingrained into the whole band's memory.
Well, I have
a family trip to the Mandarin.
I have a mom story to add there, and if this one gets out, oh my God. All right. So my mom My mom takes us camping, and we go on every couple months. We were kids, I don't know, 9-10 years old, and it's about 9:30 at night, and the toilets are like, I don't know, like a quarter-mile walk away, half-mile walk away, and there's they're not the flush toilets, they're like the 9-foot drop into a big puddle kind of toilets.
Yeah.
Okay. So she didn't want to walk. So she just grabbed a 5-gallon bucket. No big deal.
Yeah.
But we got the perfect spot, and it was right on the edge of the lake. And there must have been 200 other campers there. And it's dead silent, and she takes a fart into a bucket, and it was the loudest. We called it thunder on the lake. And quite literally, you could hear every campsite just start to giggle and laugh.
Even the natives of that area is like, thunder monster back.
Yes.
It's that point where it's so over the top that everyone just like gives in.
Yes.
By the power.
Exactly.
Yeah, the power of Thor release you. I've actually had a moment, I think it was just my stepmom in the room, and it's one of those surprise farts where it's like, oh, just sitting there, and it wasn't acknowledged. We all just moved on with our lives. It's like, if we don't acknowledge it, it didn't happen.
Okay. See, I think a bunch of old ants just all blaming each other and then going into a 20-minute dialogue about who's.
One of the best stories, I know it's from a movie. It's from Good Will Hunting, where Robin Williams is talking about his wife, who I think she dies from cancer. But he just points out they're laying in bed and she's asleep, and she farts so loud she wakes herself up. And then she blames the dog.
The dog's at it again.
It's all right. I've had one of those moments where I farted so loud, it stunk so loud, it woke myself up, and I woke up to the room with no one to blame it on. So I blame it on spirits.
Oh, fucking thing's haunted. That's not me.
Exactly.
When I used to live in St Kilda, we had floorboards, and I would jokingly say when I would fart, it's like, oh, that's a floorboard or a duck. And then about every 17 times, it was like, was that a floorboard? No, I farted. just to break up the thing instead of like, floorboard.
Totally reminding me, for about 4 to 5 years long, me and my cousins and brothers and sisters, and God knows that there was an uncle involved. We started, I don't even know where it came from, but this game called Doorknob got invented. And it was fucking vicious.
Oh, that is a worldwide phenomenon, doorknob.
Oh my God, doorknob.
Oh my God.
Who invented this shit?
It's in the 70s, actually. And that
explained. What the hell's it? Okay. I know what a doorknob is, but I don't know what the game of doorknob is.
All right.
Monty Dean.
Yes,
farts.
Explain it.
Monty farts. I'm by him. All his friends and brothers and sisters are by him. They say doorknob. You got 10 seconds to run to the doorknob and touch the doorknob, or they get to punch you.
Okay, so it's a variation of punch buggy.
Yes.
When you fart every day. For 5 years, it was vicious.
It's a vicious, vile game. Again, my terrorist brother was a master at doorknob. Okay.
Oh, but you could say no doorknob if you could say no doorknob before someone else said doorknob, and it would make you safe. But a lot of time they were on you fast, or you let your guard down a little bit.
And the next thing you get punched. You get punched in the arm.
Yeah. Ridiculous. This is
it must be a Northern American thing. You people are weird.
It was just like every day, just normal. Every day normal.
I love that story about Andre the Giant. A 16-second fart. That's a long time. 10 seconds is a long time. I've gone when I've taken a piss where my bladder's full. 45 seconds into it's like, am I leaking? Is this going to stop?
You think
Looking at my watch.
You think anybody doorknobbed Andre?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
There, the Hulk does it. Like what?
I'm not doorknobbing the Hulk. No way.
Yeah, we use chairs.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking of something else when you say doorknob. It's like, is it a punch to the nuts? What's going on?
That's language for you.
It's usually a punch to the shoulder.
No, because then we had that stupid ring game where you could like make a ring with your fingers.
Yes,
Yeah, that's it. Oh God, same thing. It went on forever.
Yeah,
I do find it fun.
Yeah, to the point. I basically told my brother, every time you bring up that stupid game, I'm gonna get a pot of water and throw it on you when you're not ready. Okay. And several pots of water later, I'm like, I'm serious. I don't care how mad you get. I don't give a shit anymore. Anytime you blow farts at me through your freaking bicycle pump, anything, a pot of water's coming on you when you're not ready. Okay. About 15 pots of water later, he learned.
Oh my God.
He learned that shit wasn't happening anymore.
And of course, that can escalate because you can throw the water, or you can throw the water still in the pot. Just the pot flies with you.
A few times the pot and the water landed on top of him. Yes.
Yeah. I'm not fucking around. Bonk. Ah!
I'm running anyways.
Oh, I stood up. I wasn't running anymore. I'd had it.
Yeah.
Like, if you've ever been just like chilling out, reading a book and sitting in a chair, and somebody comes up behind you with a bicycle pump full of nasty ass farts, right, and you can't unsniff it, it's just in your fucking nose.
I got one coming to me now that just reminded me, and I can't remember what the ante was, but it's like my cousin Mike sprayed me with a fire extinguisher outside. No. Fuck. The story's fuzzy, but like he did something to me, and I'm like, if you do that, I'm gonna get you with this fire extinguisher. And I was so mad that I got him with this fire extinguisher, and then the motherfucker got so infuriated that he decided to do it later inside of his own apartment. And there was like 15 of us maybe not 15, like 10 of us hanging out in his apartment, and he let the whole can off in his own apartment, and he just I don't know, it was one of the dusty ones.
Yep.
And like it's kind of salty and like weird, but like his whole apartment was this cloud of fucking dust, and we had to leave and let it settle.
I never understood that, like fart in a can, piss off your friends. I've never smelled anyone fart like that. I mean, it's a stink bomb. It stinks. Yes, I know. However,
it only takes one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so unnatural. Like if someone farts like that, please see
your family does it. Like every day.
All right, Sean, thanks a lot for calling in. We're gonna move on to our next caller. We had one more person. No one else has raised their hand.
Guys.
What the fuck?
Oh, come on, talk about your family secrets and
thanks a lot. So
may the fart be with you.
May the farts be with you. Yes. So we have a bunch of chicken shits. We had people who raised their hands before and they lowered their hands. What is this?
We're not interrogating you. You don't have to tell all the family secrets. It's free will. You can express. You have a choice of sharing what you want.
There we go, Leanne. Robert, let's bring her on.
Lane, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but can you hear me?
Yes. Where are you calling? Where are you calling from?
Mexico.
Welcome to the show. What do you think of our show so far?
Oh, it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun. Thank you. You're keeping me laughing. So I was going to share something, and then I thought, you know what? This is not going to get me Parent of the Year award. And then I lowered my hand, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to share this anyway.
Well, you're in Mexico, and the Mexican food seems to lend itself to fart stories. So, I keep seeing American TV shows where we had Taco Bell. I need to go to the toilet. I'm like, okay.
Well, I'm not going to tell you a Mexico story, but if you want, I could probably pull some up. I'm going to tell you a travel story. But it's a little bit of everything story. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So traveling from South America and heading to Asia, I stopped in LA, which is where I'm originally from. And I stayed with some friends, and we had a 48-hour layover. And my son was, I think he was 19 at the time, so he's not a child. so I'll just sort of kind of gloss over the thing that we did. We were at a nightclub. It was Halloween, and we were performing just on the fly. And we were in the back in this, the dressing room, and it was filled with like a big canister of beer. And I don't drink beer. And because my son wasn't 21, he sort of stayed in the dressing room and drank all these cans of beer. It was like, okay, free beer, I'm drinking that. And the next morning we had to get up and catch an early morning flight. So we're staying with our friend. We leave the nightclub. We go back to our friend's house. My son had drank quite a bit of beer. So we get settled. We have our Uber set for the next morning. And in the middle of the night, I hear my son wake up, and he leaves the living room where we are and sort of stumbles into the office and then into the kitchen, and then comes back and walks through the drapes. And now is sort of walking through the house. The drapes are caught on his head, and he's like he looks like a ghost at this point. So he's like trying to get into the living room, and I'm like, son, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he's like, whoa, yeah. And he gets back into bed. So we have like 2 more hours of sleep. We go to sleep. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. And the reason why I'm telling you this backstory is you've got to know the backstory. So 5 a.m., the alarm goes off. My girlfriend comes out of her bedroom, and she's, waiting for us, getting us coffee. And my son is still on the couch. Now he's got the drapes over him, the curtains that were the room divider between the 2 rooms. And he gets that off of him. And I'm like, honey, get up. We've got to catch our Uber. Get up. And he gets up, and he doesn't have any clothes on except for a pair of underwear. And this pair of underwear is my girlfriend's underwear, whose house we were staying with. And apparently he was so drunk, he went into the kitchen, through her office, went through the dirty clothes, found a pair of underwear, dirty underwear, put it on, came back, and went to bed. And that was, so he gets up out of bed, he stands up, he looks at himself, we look at him, we start busting up, not knowing what happened. So I'm not going to get Parent of the Year award for this, but it was probably one of the funniest drunk stories that I've ever experienced. So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat any of my drunk stories. There's a court order.
There's a court order, exactly. That is an incredibly funny drunk story. Thank you. So let me ask you a question. How long have you been listening for?
About 4 months.
So what about the comedy shows keeps you coming back?
You guys.
Well, thank you.
Thank
you.
Clearly. Yeah, but why?
Exactly why. Inquiring minds want to know.
Because there's no taboos, and there really shouldn't be.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I ask this question a lot. How many other spiritual people are doing comedy shows? And the answer is none. Okay? Because they can't take the serious stick ass out of their ass out for a second.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's great.
So what are some of the more funny things you remember us talking about?
Well, I loved your dating show. That cracked me up. That was really funny. And then I remember at comedy show, you guys were talking, or there was a guest talking about some sort of yoga retreat in South America, which I think I know the one that they're talking about. And I just thought that was hilarious.
Oh, the guy that's trapped in Peru. Yes.
Yes.
I don't think he's in Peru. I think he's in Chile. Yeah.
It might have been Chile. I thought it was Peru, but he's trapped down there. He has no way out. Yes. And he's stuck at a yoga retreat center.
Right. Oh, no, he was in Ecuador. I know exactly.
Yeah.
Wilcabamba, yeah.
Yeah, and all that peace, love, and mung beans is slowly eroding away because they're all stuck together.
Right? So at least I'm in Mexico. We've got margaritas here and mezcal.
What are you doing in Mexico? What brought you there?
Well, so we've been location independent for 13 years, so I had to be somewhere.
Good choice.
This is just where I happened to be when the world went crazy. I should have been in other places this year, but I'm not. So I'm here.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. We've got another person that has raised their hand, and I look forward to having more and more comedy shows and making everyone laugh to the point they pee their pants. All right, Robert, we've got Datina is the only brave female spiritual warrioress that's going to come on our live show here because all the men are chicken shits.
Datina, you're on.
Hi, guys.
How you doing? Where are you
I'm doing good.
Great. Where are you calling from?
I'm in Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, I know. We've talked quite a few times. So,
yes.
Are we making you laugh today?
Yes.
Good. That's kind of the point.
Hi, Monty.
Hello. Oh,
So
a quick shout out to Alan. That's Mr. Chicken Shit to you. Yes, Your Highness.
So what do you want to talk about today?
Okay, so when I was little, my mom was a tutor and she worked at the college. Well, when people would come up to me and ask me what my mom did, I would say she was a farterer because I didn't know the difference and I was so little and I never put it together. It had to have been a couple of months, and someone that my mom worked with at the college was saying something like, I don't know, I was so little, but, oh, and your mom, she's a tutor. And I said, no, she's a farterer. But I would specifically share with everyone. Anyway, when my mom first found that out, she was mortified that I had been sharing she was a farter.
Yeah, I'm just like it sounds like a bad accent. No. Father. You're supposed to say father, not farter.
But I would even say farter-er, like add the extra at the end. She's a farterer. She's not a tutor. But yeah, that mortified my mom.
Strangely enough, yeah.
So what are some of the more comical memories you have from listening to our comedy shows?
I have to agree with the lady before. I loved the dating show. All of the twists within the cynical nature around light workers, I do like that. Or new age or politics. It's at first I was like, what is he doing? What is going on? And then I caught on pretty quick that this is definitely needed element to our lives.
Were you a bit mortified at first? Oh my God, the spiritual teacher going against us.
No, actually, I was in your court. I had my hands up saying, yeah, hell yeah, let's do this.
One day I'll share some of the emails after I did. I don't remember what it was. I think it might have been after the alien sex show. Some super spiritual woman who had tuned in for the first time, only listened to me once on Lauren Eisenhower, and thought it was going to be a standard Thursday call-in reading show. Mm-hmm. And she sent Michelle like a 25-page fucking offensive email. I don't remember it. I'll have to pull that up. Oh my God. She just took so much offense to whatever we were talking about. But she had no, even though I started the show, like, if you got a stick in your ass, pull it out.
Yeah. We kind of need that warning, as I sort of mentioned at the start of the show as well, for new listeners. This is different, so we may push your boundaries just a little. Going like, no sacred cows. Wham!
Yes. Oh, the swearing revocations, though, that was an outstanding one too. And I know, Datina, your boyfriend did an amazing one. Oh my God, I'll never forget that one.
It's so funny. We're not together anymore, but that was such a transcending experience for both of us.
Good. That's what it was supposed to be.
I know it really catapulted some energy, and I just want to share that. I know that's a little more serious, but it did invoke and revoke all kinds of
shit.
Great. Yeah, some shit. And so
So what comical stuff do you want to share with us? Or you could ask the Galactic some fucked up questions. They're there waiting.
Do they have are they sitting there with popcorn?
Well, it's not corn.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's not GMO corn, is it?
No, it's something else that pops.
Intend to offend.
I guess if I were to say something, what does offend the Galactic on a broad area?
Shoes.
Anything that's really taking source and destroying it. But I know you're trying to look like what is going to offend their delicate sensibilities. Now there's a wide variety of stuff. So if you're to look at the Arcturians, they're a highly advanced species, but they've got their nose in the clouds in a few subject matters. Like, they're not very fond of the genre of country rap.
Is anyone really big in country rap?
No, rap is music. You can't. I enjoy rap music. It's the gangster rap. Some of it's funny, but it's not my way of life, and some of it has its own way of just getting shit out of you that without exploring the shadow.
I saw someone share a meme about how you get a rap record, and the first song is about how the police are evil and persecuted, and people need to rise up. And then the second one is how they're selling drugs and running hoes.
Right. Like, bitches. Yeah, it's about bitches, blunts, 40s, and hoes. Yeah, exactly.
So pick a lane.
Right. So the Arcturians, they're a highly, highly musical species, but they are actually quite offended by country rap. The nature of the songs, the beats that it creates, even though I'm quite fond of country rap. I've listened to it. I find it funny in some ways and truly revealing that these two genres, so they find it offensive, but not like, tell them to fuck off with a dick up their ass. It's just something that truly doesn't appease to them.
Yeah.
And then if you go to something like some of the more offer species like the Syrians, they take offense to what we take offense to. Like,
they're offended that we're offended.
Yeah, about dumb stuff too. Like, how could you be offended about ice cream? Just offended. They have some weird, delicate sense of sensibilities there. And then there are other ones that I don't know how to describe it. They're highly evolved species. It doesn't even matter who they are, and what they take offense to is that we haven't grown up fast enough.
Yeah. Well,
like, motherfuckers, did you have domination and control in your awakening? No.
Yeah, you live on Earth for tens of millions of years and see how you go.
Come take this body, bitch, and see if you can last 1 hour in it.
And see, this is when you can become a spiritual Karen. No. Motherfucker, you were offered to come here and you said no because you're a bitch.
Exactly. I want to speak to your manager.
Punk ass motherfucker. I just said that eventually, once you have driverless cars and trucks, there's going to be a country song about a guy's driverless truck leaving him.
Yes. Okay. And what happens when you play a country song backwards?
You get your house back, you get your wife back, you get your dog back, you get your truck back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, what happens in a country rap song?
You get your bling back, you get your gack back, you get
you get out of jail free.
You're pardoned for evidence that was discovered 3 years later.
That's awesome. I was in West Virginia when I think it was like 2006, 2000. No, those are earlier. I was still doing DJing. So it must have been early 2004. And I was limo driving and taking people to casinos. And it's odd enough when you like take people on where they rent you for like a week and you just go casino hopping. Quite literally. That's what they do. And I was driving a limo bus at that time. And they're inside, they're gambling their ass off. And I'm just tuning, and I tune into this West Virginia, Wheeling, West Virginia country rap station. I'm like, what? Country rap? And I had to sit there and just, is this real or is this comedy? But they just kept going and going and going and going, and like dozens of country rap songs. And some of them have pretty damn funny songs, or just cool rhythms that use the blues and the rap songs at the same time.
Well, the theme song to Justified is that sort of mesh between hip hop and country, and if it's done well, it works well.
Right, it's done well, it works well.
And when it's not done well, that's when it gets comedy. And it's like,
right,
shut up,
shut up, exactly.
What about the other things like gremlins and goblins and things that we can't see? What are they laughing at? Yeah, the elementals. Thanks, Monty.
Oh, they laugh at us just being idiots and ignorantly blissful.
We exist. So, like, did you see what the human? I don't need to see the humans anymore. I just laugh that they still exist. Like, I like. Apparently, the Sasquatch have a wicked sense of humor, and they find us. They're still looking for us.
Yes. Bob's got to dress up in the costume again. So those other unseens here. Now, the fairies have two versions. They're called Seelie and Unseelie. Seelies are technically good guys. Unseelies are the bad guys. Well, negativity versions. The Unseelies, they take absolute pleasure at setting up a scenario where you stub your toe, fall over on yourself, and your glass of water pours on your head. And they'll set you up for like triple clumsy actions in a row, or set you up with the most awkwardest of dating situations. And they'll just take absolute pleasure out of the misery they can create like that.
Yeah, like the trickster Loki and stuff, yeah.
On crack and steroids, yeah.
Yeah. They've got nothing much else to do. I wonder what they think of like True Blood or Carnival Row, where like, this is our version of fairy. No.
Well, quite a few actually of the fairy community in Fae Kingdoms watch that genre of stuff.
Oh yeah.
No, they do. To them, it's like soap operas.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's from a human perspective, and it's like, well, we don't do that.
Exactly. We don't really do that, or maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, like, because people have said, the world's just like the Truman Show, probably in a way, but then you've got the global narrative. It kind of has to be so, because the global narrative, domination and control, it needs to control, so it needs to see what everything's going on.
Yes. All right, Ditina, thanks a lot for calling. We got a bunch of other people who've raised their hand.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, take it easy. All right, Robert, we have some more people who have raised their hands. Spin up that wheel of callers and see who is next.
Chris 3.
Chris 3, are you there?
I am here, yes, once again.
Great. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Far Hills, New Jersey.
Far Hills, New Jersey. Welcome to the show.
See, he's got a better unicorn than you.
I saw that.
Andrew.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's an armed cat.
Yeah. So there's some Lyran energy mounting the unicorn, and well, this is just the beginning of the story, so it gets a little bit dirty later on.
All the unicorn need is a big cock coming out of the bottom.
The cat wearing a headband is a nice touch as well.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he's part of MI13 on the side just for kicks.
Yes, exactly. That's awesome. I'm a bit jealous of your unicorn and cat. So, brother, are we making you laugh today?
Definitely. I'm busting a gut as I'm chowing down on a little tasty treat that I just made.
So
too much vodka.
That's dangerous. Watching us, you may choke on something.
I know. I'm ready to get roasted again by accident, but let's see where we're going to go.
So what comical stuff did you have for us today?
Well, let's see. My whole life seems to be comical, so I'm wondering which direction to go to, because there are always so many directions. Last time we talked a little bit about time travel, so maybe we can roast a little bit of time travel stuff.
Oh, there's so many fucked up time traveling stories. Oh my god, I don't even know where to begin. And somebody asked our unicorns means. If you listen to the last show, yes, unicorns are mean ass bastards.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they are not nice. All right. Time travel disaster stories.
Yeah.
So,
do I have any time travel disaster stories? Because I remember last time.
We all do, but let's not make that about that. Let me just figure out here. So okay. we all know the common reptilians of the era. At one point, there was an even meaner reptilians than we have the ones that are running here. And they were like the elite of the elite of the elite. They were so snobby, they'd look down at the other elite reptilians and go, you're trash. And, a bunch of them got together and wanted to do this major disastrous time travel assassination thing on a bunch of human worlds simultaneously. And they all arrogantly boarded a single time travel ship. And that time travel ship got fucking blown up. And even the mean ass reptilians like, aha, bitches.
Yes. Karma on a time level.
Yeah.
The arrogance was so much that they thought they would all get on one ship and they'd be able to simultaneously take over all these worlds. But nope, your ship blew up.
Do we know how the ship blew up? Was it just like a timing mechanism, or someone took it out, or
no? It was sabotage. It was pure sabotage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're dealing with idiots, where like you would at least have someone stay at home to anchor them in the other timeline. Just like when you say arrogance, it's like is that in the Galactic Dictionary is a photo of them right next to arrogance?
Yes.
Arrogance. See. Cockheads.
Right.
They've changed their name. We have no idea what their original name is, but reality's got they're cockheads now, and this is why.
So even the reptilians will make fun of their of those group that got erased.
Yeah.
They were for many millennia. They were the butt of all jokes.
So what are the chances that anybody is going to abscond with the planet and teleport it to another area of reality?
I've got a feeling. I think that before Andrew actually gives an answer, I'm thinking the planet's like, fuck no. I ain't no bitch. I ain't your bitch, motherfucker. I'm fine. You're fucked.
I can see it's a great movie, at least as a sci-fi, like the Avengers time heist thing of whatever that was, but more like a planetary heist.
Well, Earth has been teleported quite a few times forcefully, and it's not going to allow itself to be teleported again. No, it's stuck. It's stuck.
With free will. It's got to be like everybody's on board, but it's still a planet heist.
No, that won't happen. Everything is fixated as a solid point in time space, spread throughout many dimensions and realities, because they've created a finite moment in the infinite to end karmic resolution. Karmic-based time travel resolution.
But you are correct. It'll be a great story. It won't happen in reality, but as a made-up story, that would be fascinating. So you could sort of see the story play out in a movie. But the actual planet itself, it's like, fuck no.
Well, it's like a foundation series type of thing where the planet, the reason why nobody knows where the origin of the intergalactic human civilization is because it actually teleported somewhere else.
Well, Earth actually has its own engine inside. It's called a unity consciousness drive. Yeah. And when the majority of the species are in unity and you commune with the planet, you can teleport it to brand new galaxies, other universes. It's got an engine built inside it. So that's not a far off story. And in the Galactic History series, I talked about Earth being teleported in the unity consciousness drive. And there are other planets that are built that way too. So it's...
Really?
It is real. It can move.
No, I mean, other planets I didn't know, because I described in 2007 exactly how you described the Unity conscious drive to teleport the planet and to ascend and to multi-locate and such. But it just kind of came out of me when he called me something that was really kind of fun as far as a new name for my friendly.
I just had an image, someone getting drunk, like say me or Andrew's like, you know, it'll be fun. Let's teleport the planet for a nanosecond somewhere and bring it back. Yeah. Bim boom. Oh, sorry, people.
Right, that would be great. In and out.
That's a drunk story. So what did you do last night? Oh, we got so whacked out. We got so whacked out on Wild Turkey. We took the planet for a spin.
And everyone's like 10 years older afterwards. Like, whoa.
Yeah. We went and did donuts with the planet.
Yeah, we mooned Pluto.
No, we mooned Uranus.
Yeah, mooning Uranus. That's great. Oh my God. Yes.
I can't remember who said it in chat, but they're we're talking about farts and a gas giant, and I thought, yeah, that will piss off Kronos. Hey, Jupiter, you're just a fart that's angry.
Very angry fart.
A fart that won't let itself go.
Yeah, your time is up. Yeah, I thought the planet looked like a pretzel, but anyway, that's just me. But I like taking the Earth. So to answer your question, I think the Earth is a fixed point in time and space now because it has been moved around. Eventually, I would say that it'd be 100% agreement if it moves. Like there'll be a referendum. So should we move to Andromeda or should we stay here for a bit?
Well, the thing is, Earth can duplicate itself, so it could make many versions of itself that can move around, while the one here that's fixated in time can continue to do what it does.
Right, and that's how the thought goes in the story, is that actually it is just a multi-dimensional projection into another reality. It doesn't necessarily negate its existence here. It's just like that, Dolores Cannon, like the splitting of the world into two worlds, like infinite worlds, and poof, then you have a whole new projection into another galaxy, which is part of the purpose to populate other planets with good stuff.
Earth, you're projecting again. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I like to talk about how Earth is a bit of a hussy. So there are some situations when, let's say, planetary floozy during the Pleistocene era, about 248 million years ago, 232 million years ago, really before the majority of advanced consciousness was doing anything over here. Advanced consciousness was around, it's just Earth wasn't such a big part of the galactic drama at that particular time. But she liked visiting the galactic bars in her high heels and short dresses and attracting things to come and live on her surface.
Hey, baby, you want to have an experience?
Earth girls are easy.
Or just Earth is easy. Or was.
Now, no, slut shaming Earth. This really is. This really isn't. Well, this really isn't. But planets back then had to do unique things to get consciousness to come and get unique experiences.
Yeah, that just sounds like an excuse for an old hoe. I had to do things, all right? Let's not talk about them.
It needs go-go dancers. It needs fun stuff.
I was young and I needed the money. Yeah, okay.
We're celestialitizing this a little too much. Anyways, to come and get unique experiences here was a challenge because life back then was really fixated on the old ways of doing things. So planets needed to figure out ways to get people out of their compulsion to do life just that way. So Earth had a way of creating, like specialized dinosaur skin suits that could have, I don't know how to describe it, like powerful orgasmic experiences. Like if you're a brontosaurus and have an orgasm, it's like, life-altering, earth-shattering, exactly, a brontosaurus orgasm. Okay?
I'll take one of those, please.
So that's what it really sold itself on is you'd be able to come here and have such a unique experience in a skin suit, and you could live hundreds or thousands of years at a time. Yes, it's a predator network.
But you like to be hunted. It's nice to be courted that way sometimes.
So there were many experiences where things died or predated on during, unique orgasmic experiences.
Well, it's a hell of a way to go.
Yes, a Tyrannosaurus Rex comes out right as you're coming. Oh shit!
Yeah, you won't be farting then, my friend.
Yeah. Well, I always figured that Earth had a period where we were like the pleasure cruise planet, where you just come here for vacationing and procreation. Like it was just a big old, not big and old, but maybe it was big and old. But just
no, it wasn't a pleasure cruise. It was more like Florida.
I just had a bad thought. Imagine if the Earth had a period. Ooh.
It does. It does.
Oh wow!
What are you talking about? It does.
What's the times length? Like it's not once a month, obviously. So I'm just galactically like once every 5,000.
No, once a millennia.
Okay, that's all right then. That explains a lot of history.
Up on one now? Are we coming up on one now?
No, we already had it about 200 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, mud flood?
Like the Napoleonic Wars?
All that was going on then, but the big trigger was when did Krakatoa happen? 1860.
Yeah, late 1800s, early 1900s.
That represented the end of the period because the periods last a few hundred years.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the Big Bang that ended the period.
Is that why they call it a period?
I don't know, but you could call it that.
Yes, it's a period of time. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Now we know what a period is. Period.
Period. Exactly.
Period.
I wonder how big's the maxi pad. Anyway, moving on.
Huh.
Well, the maxi pad got blown off, which was the top of Krakatoa.
Generally, the Earth's periods led to mass extinction, so we need to be aware.
No. They didn't lead to mass extinction. That's actually led to mass birth, actually.
Right.
Yeah, they when the planet gets grumpy, it fucks with everyone's dream world, makes you horny as fuck.
Yeah, that's an interesting side effect of the Great Pause. Everyone's locked down and you can't meet people, so I'm just going to ramp the sex drive up, and you wonder why everyone's a bit skittish.
Exactly. So I'm getting some inklings of some other time travel disaster stories here. Let me tune in. You guys just go ahead and chat for a second here. Let me tune into the story from the Galactic Comedians.
Okay. All right. So Monty, it's between you and me here. Let's have a quick comedic challenge. All right. Let's do some speed comedy.
Well, my cat's yelling at me, so yeah, that's fun. It's like, yeah, see, people heard her.
All right. So how about we everybody who votes coming up, how about they write in the name or write in intergalactic tantric smurf?
Yeah, that worked. There's a Canadian musician called Devin Townsend, and he was in a band called Strapping Young Lad, and it was very angry, and so he couldn't live like that anymore. So I'm condensing the story, and so he created a puppet called Ziltoid, which is a fourth dimensional being that loves coffee, and so he could channel all that stuff that's still there of his personality through the puppet. And there's a t-shirt, Ziltoid for president, because let's get a real puppet in there.
Yes, I love it.
So so if anyone doesn't want to vote for Orange Man or Mr. Magoo, just write Ziltoid.
Mr. Magoo, he's totally Mr. Magoo. That's exactly who it is.
Well, actually, no, I've said that Mr. Magoo looks at Biden and goes, "Wow, dude, calm down." And if you notice too, Biden's eyes are I don't know if he's got a bigger head, but his eyes seem to be very, very small and squinty. It's like, wow, no.
Yes, never trust the squinty-eyed politician.
Yeah, his eyes are too close together, and I think he's on his third or fourth facelift, and like I was watching the debate, and the energy got off him was like, "There's something very wrong with you." There is it's just, I mean, we know what Trump is. The thing about Trump is like, he's devious. No, I think he's being totally honest to himself. and
Right.
people don't like that. So that's what.
Right.
Oh
so
yeah, he's yeah.
Did you hear what Morgan Freeman said?
Now, let me get this straight. Your plan is to release criminals from jail, abolish bail, defund the police, take away the right to bear arms, and sit back while your cities burn to the ground. And you expect to win an election? Good luck with that.
Yes, yeah. People have said, like, if they make a movie about 2020, Morgan Freeman would be good, but let's get Samuel Jackson so the word motherfucker could be said 18 times in a sentence.
18 times in a sentence, yes.
He would start every motherfucker. I actually knew a guy going back to swearing. I knew a guy that would start every sentence he spoke with fucking.
What the
even
fuck?
if he's just like fucking how good was that? And so if he had to say fucking fucking flies, he would say fucking flies.
Haircut. He's like,
yeah, but he would
fucking tweezers. I gotta like pluck the eyebrow, you fucking douche.
Yeah, but before each sentence, he would start with fucking. So he would say fucking twice. He would say fucking get a haircut.
Oh, fuck it.
I had a friend that was like that too, and we had to like constantly point it out when we were in like normal situations. Stop fucking swearing.
Fucking no. Well, fucking no.
All right, so it took me a moment to tune into this story. I personally don't think it's that funny, but the Galactic comedians think it is. So there were a group of Syrians who were in the breakaway journey when the Syrian worlds were splitting into two different groups, good guys and bad guys. And so they decided to create their own breakaway civilization and use time travel to try to go back and eliminate the good guys and bad guys from making their choice. So this is, again, a time travel story. Well, they went too far back in time. And to a point where too far back in time, but they thought that what they were creating was actually the right thing, and what they actually did was create the separation of their own species.
I love a good paradox.
Yep.
You do create what you fear, they say.
Yes. All right, brother. Thanks a lot for calling in.
My pleasure. Thanks for speaking.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We got time for one more caller. Okay,
Alrighty,
Robert.
Melinda, you're getting asked to unmute.
Melinda, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, where are you calling from?
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Welcome to the show.
My first time calling in.
Oh, your virgin first time caller's been popped.
Yep.
So, have we made you laugh today?
Yes, I love the Friday shows. The best of a couple of weeks ago was awesome.
What did we do?
Y'all had the best of all the Friday shows, I guess. Yeah, in one, it was like a replay. And I caught up on the whole bear situation at your house. And not only that, the subject that should not be talked about, the furries or the fur people or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went back and looked at that video, and there's been a lot of fluids that have gotten on you besides the furries, the bear, and the situation at your house, the tiger,
yes,
the skunk. It's like, what did you do to deserve all that?
Yeah, there's
something. There's a theme there, exactly. I get it. I could laugh at it, but when it was happening to me, I couldn't. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I sort of get through this whole thing of the change or what it's going through. It's once at the end, we'll look back and laugh and go, "Oh, I'm glad we got through that." But right now, oh no, dear God, no. Exactly. I even said I think it was yesterday. I was on a private call with Andrew, and I basically said, "This spiritual war is weird," and he's gone, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's like." This is where my spiritual Karen-ness comes in. I would like to see the Prime Creator. Like, what the fuck is going on?
At home.
Yeah. And then Andrew did sort of let slip that I've already done that. And I'm like, that explains a lot. Because like we're all one, which is a bit narcissistic. And so the Prime Creator went Karen on me. Like, you agreed to this, you dumb fuck. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So yeah, I think it's to say spiritual war. It's a little weird.
So what comedy stuff do you have for us?
Oh, goodness. I'm a bit stumped to what else to talk about. I mean, y'all have all already talked about farting for a good while. I don't think I want to talk about bodily fluids. I can make you laugh. Okay, so my husband thinks, back on farting just quickly, my husband thinks that I have a fart that sounds like a predator.
What?
Like the Predator, the movie Predator, the little noise that it makes. He thinks that some of my farts sound like the Predator.
So your bottom growls
and
clicks? It's not really growls. It's kind of like a clicking. Yeah, that kind of noise. I have sound effects that apparently I make with that end.
Well, I don't know what to say to that. Let me ponder that.
Okay, so I'll give you one more example.
Let's have a sample.
No, God, no. I don't have any ammunition at the moment.
I don't think I can watch that film again now without realizing, he's not talking, he's farting. the whole fear factor of being taken out of it.
He is an alien. It's an alien, so it's just come up the other end.
True.
Okay.
Yeah, and his face does look like a vagina, so it could be
as long
queefing.
as you don't chest fart.
That would take some talent. You would have to have at least one orifice there.
No, if you learn how to rub your boobs together just right, you can make them fart.
That would take a tight bra.
And a little bit of oil.
Sounds like you have experience.
Maybe during some explorational journeys with the larger size ones, yes. And the particular woman was not proud of making her boobs fart.
She's probably staring at you like, "Are you done yet?"
Nope, I'm not.
Doing that too long can give you carpal tunnel too, especially when they're that large.
Doesn't matter. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it.
You'll go to sleep with a smile.
Yep.
It's kind of I've noticed I've evolved when you see large breasts, it's like, oh, that's attractive, but now my brain just goes, oh, bad back.
Exactly.
It's like you can have a bad back later on, love.
It doesn't take that long. It's not when you get older. It hurts from when they come in.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's how I've evolved. Instead of being sexually attracted, it's like going to being a chiropractor. Oh, your spine's going to take a lot of load there. Good luck with that.
I'm my jaw's hurting from talking about the boob fart story. I never thought I'd say that out loud.
You have lots of stories that you keep hidden. It just takes the right question or right subject, and they come out.
I promised I would never relate that story again.
You didn't say it to the person's name, so it's fine.
No, they might be listening later on.
Well, they need to learn how to laugh about it.
No, they're not. They're not going to laugh about it.
Oh God, that would be funny. I wouldn't be that uptight about it.
No, different experiences. And a quick note to all the new listeners. Yeah, this is what we do. We get crazy and comedic and make people laugh. And there's little nuggets of information all the way through.
I know. So, take notes.
Yeah. It is like, so you can probably condense the comedy shows down to about 3 minutes and get all the spiritual information out of it.
5 minutes worth.
Yeah. Spread over 2 hours hiding behind the comedy. And that way the global narrative has no idea what we're doing.
Yes.
Like, what are they doing? They just talk about fart, sex, and animal stuff.
Well, the whole point is to be completely unpredictable. And we are on the unpredictable level. You never know what we're going to say next.
That's true.
My cat's getting excited.
My husband watches as well, and he thinks that I curse too much. And so when we started watching the Friday shows and he heard you curse, it's like, oh, wow, that's funny. It's like, now, can you get off my back about me cursing a lot?
Yeah, for fuck's sake, dude.
So what was it like his first time he heard the comedy show?
he couldn't stop laughing, especially sometimes he'd just sit there with his mouth open. He was surprised if you curse so much. I was like, see, spiritual people curse too. You gotta chill out.
We're transmuting energy. For fuck's sake.
Exactly. For motherfuck's sake, we're transmuting the energy.
I know. The fuck word is my favorite.
Yeah, so is this your first time on Earth? Because,
This is my 100th time. That's why I curse so much.
Exactly. Have you seen those photos of babies where they've got that shock on their face? They're only about 3 hours old, and it's like, I'm back fucking here.
That, or they have the finger hold up in the photo.
Yep.
Yeah, go away, cockhead.
This place again.
Yeah. I love those memes as well. So what do you do? I'm a slave on a mining colony being energy harvest, just like you.
Wow, what a show. Thanks a lot for calling in, darling.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
All right, Monty, do you want to go for one more caller, or do you want to call it an end of the show?
Oh, we'll just go for one more, the finale, and then I'll lie down and just figure out. My cat's complaining because it's raining, so there's sky water. I still cannot control the weather. So yeah, maybe one more.
All right, Robert, spit up the wheel of 3 callers and see who's the 1 out of 3 chosen.
All right, Tina, signal to unmute.
Tina, are you there? Tina, you must unmute. Tina, are you there? She is not. Tina, where are you? We've lost you, Tina.
All right, let's go with Natalia.
Natalia, are you there?
Hello, is anybody
Natalia,
out there?
anybody?
Hi.
Hi.
There we go.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Alaska.
Welcome to the show. Are we making you laugh today? Are we making you laugh?
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
I just, you know what? I selfishly raised the hand. I wanted you to wish me a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. You live in a zoo.
You may have been evolved from monkeys, but I don't know. How about you?
Yeah.
Happy rotation of the sun. That's my personal. How many times in the Roman numeral Vatican work schedule? What level have you achieved?
I have no idea. You know what? Actually, I'm the same year as whatever that login into the Zoom. That's the year I was born.
19. So you're 46.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thanks for announcing it.
No. Well, Andrew and I we're the same year as well. See, Andrew, another one. I tell you, a whole group of us came in 74.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Yes, we did. We're here to fuck up the world.
Yeah.
No, for real, it was the mission.
Yeah. We'll all meet together and go, wow, this is shit. Let's change it.
Oh, yeah. Good luck to us.
All right, darling. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Okay, thank
and happy
you.
birthday.
And
enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
Robert, does that last person still have their hand up?
She did, and I just put it down, but I'll ask her to unmute.
Tina, are you there? We can't just leave you hanging like that.
I'm trying.
We hear you.
Hello?
We hear you. Hello.
Thank God. I was saying the host won't allow you to unmute. I couldn't unmute. Going crazy over here.
Where are you calling from?
I'm from Tucson.
Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I figured I had better odds to get on the show if there was nobody else with their hand raised.
So, are we making you laugh today?
Yeah, the boob farts really got me. That's awesome.
There's a t-shirt.
I really can only get fart humor most of the time, so that's good. And fortunately, I was blessed with an unlimited supply in my life, so I have unlimited laughter around me.
So, other than boob farts, what are we doing for you?
Oh, well, I mean, the fart humor is always good for me because, like I said, that's what I usually get the most. But
you have sons?
I have one son. Yes.
Okay, and you have a husband that is a farter?
Well, he was a farter, but I won. So that's
you won. Oh boy.
I am the resident farter in our household. So, but my funny story that I'd like to share with you today is that well, I have a few of them, but since we're talking about my husband anyway, on our very first date, I lived in this tiny little apartment, and I was still in the bathroom, kind of getting ready, doing whatever, not farting. But he was in the living room, which was not that far away. He let one rip. And I was like, alrighty then. And I had one on deck, so I let rip too. And he says, oh, I heard that. And I said, yeah, I heard you too.
I love a good game of a good game of fart tennis. 15-1. 15 love, 30 love.
Exactly. Well, anyway, I mean, for years, he would it wasn't even years, a couple of years before his stink went away, he would lock the windows and fart and then hold my head under the sheets and all that kind of stuff.
Because he loves you. Yeah.
He loves me. Yeah. But eventually his farts stopped stinking. So I win. Mine have not stopped. So all out there today.
Sounds like you have a little gut genome problem there. I think you need some probiotics.
I probably do. Yeah. No, I'm working on that. And I would, in all seriousness, if you wanted to give me advice on that, I would take it, because it truly is so I've got all these food allergies, and
just get the probiotics that you get in the refrigerator, not the stuff stored outside. Start with digestive enzymes with every meal that you eat. That could take care of 30 to 40% of it. Do a full-on candida cleanse. Get this product called Colorex with a K that helps eliminate candida, and then cut your sugars down.
Yeah,
for your gas situation there.
Yeah, and enjoy the ride, because when you get your colon cleansed, you'll be amazed what you can produce. Why is it black? Oh my god!
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I've been doing the digestive enzymes for years, and I definitely need to deal with candida, so I know that. But thank you.
After a while, you'll shit out something that looks like blue-green algae, and you're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Great.
Which usually freaks out parents when they're newborn. So they're going through the Dual-X wall color chart. I'm like, he's got turquoise poo now. What the hell? It was yellow yesterday.
So here's a little story / trick. I know I've talked about the story on some other shows. I was in a group of friends where every Friday or every other Saturday we'd all get together for dinner, and then all go out together clubbing and partying and stuff like that. And some of the girls that we knew were very highfalutin, very narcissistic at times, very good looking, all of them. And when it came to be my turn, I cooked a form of chili that used a cube steak, actually T-bone steaks that I cut into cubes and slow cooked with a chili sauce. But I did something special. I had remembered to my era past when my brother was watching my grandmother's house while one of the times she went to Greece, and she would go for 2-3 months at a time. And I drove over there just to see what was going on. And he had made a chili. So my grandma buys all of her beans dried, and he never soaked the beans. Okay. Do you know what happens when you don't soak the beans?
More gas, right?
Incredible amounts of gas. And you're actually supposed to soak them twice. I remember opening the sliding door and the dogs running out like, yeah.
If you're at the level where the dogs are running away from farts, because we know what dog farts are like.
Right. Now
Have you ever offended a dog with a fart? I have.
Yes, I have too. So I remembered this journey, and I'm like, I'm gonna get some powerful dukes into this one. So I cooked a chili that used a T-bone steak and some very high venison meat in it, and I used unwashed beans. Everyone loved it. Everyone ate a lot of it. We go out to the clubs, and there's the girls in the spandex dresses with big bubbles coming out their butts. Girls going to the bathroom all by themselves at a club. Wow. Which never happens. And I had to hold it in and not tell. I didn't tell anyone in the group till almost 4 years later. Okay? Because I knew the vengeance that was coming towards me.
Yeah, a little bit of karma for you.
Oh, I couldn't stop laughing. A beautiful girl out on the dance floor, and she's farting a storm up, and there's nobody dancing with her. Nobody grinding on her. Oh, my jaw's hurting from reminding of this. And, another girl who had gone home with another guy, and the guy was eating her out. She farted all over him, over and over and over again.
Oh, that's terrible.
The pictures, you could tell it was absolute fake. You know, like party pictures are supposed to be like really great. There's sweat there, anxious looks.
Yeah, you only do that once because
yeah. That's too funny.
Well, I got so much joyful pleasure out of a non-harmful vengeance.
I love it.
Okay, a non-harmful vengeance.
That works.
So at the end of the night after clubbing, you know, normally the girls all congregate in their little wolf pack kind of thing, but they all with social distancing. This was like 15 years ago. And we go to Denny's late night, and oh my God, it just starts rooting and tooting, and they all start blaming it on everyone else. oh, and I'm pretending like I don't know what's going on. I'm like, oh my God. Oh.
So when you said, like, you mentioned it 4 years later, was there a name for that night? You know, when everyone was farting, right?
Well, I brought it up to a guy friend first.
Yeah,
and I brought up that night, and that's when he told me the story about the girl farting on a guy that was eating her out. And I'm like, I have to admit something to you. I didn't soak the beans. And he's like, what? What do you mean? I on purpose didn't soak the beans. And he went, what? What?
And thank you, Danny. From now on, that was Fartageddon.
Yes. Because it was talked about. It was a legendary night in its own right. Okay, but everyone was trying to keep it like a private legend amongst each others and not telling anybody. You know how girls keep secrets from others.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a classic thing. So, a lot of people knew about it, but nobody understand what was the trigger for it.
What the hell?
Sounds a bit like real life now.
Right. And I just keep having these images of, like a girl in a super tight spandex and just a big bubble coming out of her head.
Oh, man. There is nothing worse than having tight stuff on when you've got gas, man.
Right.
The worst.
I just remembered. So this one girl, I can't mention her name. She got up on one of these big giant boxes where you can dance on top with other girlfriends. And there was like a zone of like 8 feet around her where no one was dancing with her. And she thought it was all cool and shit. Until one girl's like, you really smell. Apparently she had got drunk enough where she didn't even realize she was farting over and over again.
Oh my gosh. Drunk girls, no good.
Well, anyways.
I suppose, yeah. Depends on your perspective.
Depending if they're farting constantly without knowing.
Right.
Well, the music is gigantic, techno loud, like, the speakers are like 6 feet away from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I remember in one club where here in Melbourne, Victoria, they actually they banned smoking inside. And man, everyone, because the smoke would dull the sense and everything else like that. I got to the point because I was DJ. I was like, "Can we get some incense going on? Because these motherfuckers stink." Like the BO was just
yeah.
I know smoke gives you cancer, but I'd rather the cancer than smelling this shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to say that reminded me of something real quick. I'll just add one more thing. I know you want to go, Andrew, but
go ahead.
it's not very funny, but it just reminded me of a concert where my husband and I were, and there was a group of girls behind us with the worst BO ever. But they were good looking girls. So the band called them up and said, hey, come dance up here by the stage. You know, it's okay. And they put their arms up and I was like, I bet you regret that.
I bet you they did.
Enjoy.
Yes. All right. Thanks a lot for calling in. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Last thing I'll say on Fartageddon. So I told my one guy friend, and I'm like, you have to swear not to tell anyone else. Like 4 days later, I start to get the evil phone calls. I'm going to murder you. I'm going to kill you. And then it got around.
Yeah. You just can't. Some things get revealed, Andrew. You know this. Yes. It's better for this to move forward.
Because I couldn't hold it in anymore. I had to know the rest of the stories, the stuff that was privately told to everyone.
Yeah, 4 years is good though, because like if you said it 4 days later, you probably end up in a dumpster. But 4 years.
Oh fuck yeah! I ended up in a dumpster. Exactly.
4 years. There's the anger, but the action's not behind it.
Yeah, the messages don't eat Andrew's chili.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Monty, let's call it an end of show. Why don't you give a way for people to get a hold of you?
I can be found on Facebook, Monty Dean, on Twitter, at Real Monty Dean, and that's a cesspool. It's quite funny. YouTube, it is Way for Thin Entertainment, and on Instagram, Monty.Dean.
And you all know who I am, and this is a first of 3 Friday shows in a row. Next Friday, we will be on again, and it'll be 3 days before the election. Yes. So Monty and I are going to go deep into the comical aspects of what could happen. We'll be making a bunch of fake predictions that might come true, and tune on in. And then right after the election, the next election's on Tuesday, and we will be back that Friday afterwards for the post-mortem report.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yes. So let everyone know worldwide that we are having 3 Friday shows in a row, and we intend to offend. You can go to my YouTube page, andrewbartzis.com, my website, andrewbartzis.com, and sign up for my newsletter. Make sure you hit like and subscribe to this channel if you are not a subscriber. All right, Robert, take us away.
Each different bubble of reality is true. A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma. Nudge, nudge. It's the holy grail. Improvise. Mysterious. It's counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality.